symphony sounds just the same way.
Sounds just like this?
Right at the beginning, like before we do anything.
Everyone's doing their sweet licks.
Yeah, they're just doing all like the things that they need to practice real quick.
And then one person comes out, make sure they're all into.
Yeah, the elbow. Okay, everybody's tunes, ready to rumble. Alright, we'll start off with the rudiments. So we're going to do quarter notes, eighth notes, 16th notes, eighth notes, quarter notes, and triplets. And we'll just do single string for now. A couple minutes of that. So, Brian, try to keep a pulse on the kick drum for quarter notes, and then the snare drum will be the thing that doubles up, triples up, all that stuff. Make sense?
I kind of remember.
So they go like kick and snare same time. So, pop, 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 and then pop, 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 but only one kick. So the kick will be up, and then fourth time. Let's play a D. Found D? We got it. Nice. Okay, so give us a 4 count, Ryan, and then we'll start. 2, 3, here's quarter notes. 8. 16. Tricky because everything else, the way I think about it is like you can fold the paper in half and fold the paper in half. That's actually really easy. But to try and eyeball and fold the paper into thirds, which the Japanese love doing, they love folding everything into thirds. That's hard to do consistently. So I'd argue that triplets are kind of the same way, especially if you don't play waltzes and things of that nature. So if you're like a rock guy, it's 4/4 all the way. But Bill and I were kind of talking about that before everybody kind of arrived. We both were really prompt, and I made mention of this. I said, rhythm's kind of one of those things that if you don't explore different rhythms, it's almost like they're impossible. So you just have to expose yourself to them enough times to where they become normalized. Anyway, great warm-up. Oh, groove game. We haven't done this in a while. Okay. So we'll do an 8-beat idea, so 2 measures of a loop of a measure of 2 measures, and we'll just kind of come up with a groove. So This is Brian, you just have the hi-hat for 8 notes and you play the backbeat on the snare. And just do that. So no kick. Yeah, just that. So we're gonna fill in where the kick is supposed to go. Okay? Yeah. And we're gonna do 8-beat phrase and we'll go around adding some sort of rhythm to it. We can add 1 note, you can add multiple notes. I don't really have too much rules for this. Just add something. So I'll start the idea by playing right on the downbeat, and I feel like I'm picking on D today, so go ahead and start playing your drums. Thanks, Brian. So once I start, that's the start of the phrase, so here it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. 4, 7. Alright, Joan, feel free to add to that afterwards. So we got... Oh! Okay, so let's just do 1 note for now. Okay. Here's the top. So try to stay on that D. So you can still go, you can go like, that'll be the rhythm of what you play. We're going to start rhythmically. Yeah, but you can put D up here, same thing. So you're welcome to still do that rhythm if you like. Okay, Kevin, your turn after that. 7, 8. Okay. So what that was see if we can catch it. Almost. So it goes ba 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 ba. Too many notes somewhere. Ba 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 ba. Somewhere's not too many notes. Ba 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 ba. That's getting tighter. Yeah, good one. Yeah, now we're all matching. You can even look at the kick drum. It moves when you play. Watch. Ah, that's your added note. So. Oh, I don't know where it is. It's an and. Yeah. I don't know where it is, Bill. Okay, it's an upbeat. Sounds right. Yeah, let's get it tight. Nice. Okay, that's what I'm adding. Nice, guys. Alright, Joe. Nice.
Yeah, okay.
Nice. I feel pretty good with that. Alright, stop. Alright, good job. So that's a groove. Feel free to turn that into a Skullboy song. For real.
Put some power chords on it.
Yeah. And then change the chord. So this is literally like a genesis of an idea. It could be something like this. It's really, it's potential. Okay, good. So that was a nice groove. Da, 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 ba, 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 ba. Yeah. So we'll come back to that in just a second. Now, all of us are familiar with mode shapes. So we can ride the Ouija board and play essentially anything from this one spot. Now, if we were a little bit more constrained, I would say, oh, it looks like we have to do some sort of Ionian riff there. but this can wander and navigate.
Actually,
Yeah, feel free to join if you like. So, well, you gotta find this note though. I don't know what it is on a guitar lily.
what, tuned up a fifth guitar level?
Yeah, it's like a fourth up, so.
So what is
You're
that?
listening and trying to find this. Okay, it's that note. Okay. So, Brian's gonna participate. Yeah, that's right. He's gonna participate in this. So, the first rhythm that I'm gonna put in is this. So we got. I'm gonna take Joan's idea. That was right? Yeah, that's okay. So what we're gonna have so far is. Okay. That's it, right? There we go, my bad. So John, try to stay on that root note afterwards. There it is, yeah. See how you're going back to the fifth? Stay there. There it is. Oh, but then you gotta put the fifth in there.
Like that?
Yeah, that's it. There you go. Yeah.
You're messing me up, Ryan.
Sorry. It's hard to play bass and coach. You're adding one too many rhythms. There it is. Okay. So what new idea will you put on the cluster of notes? Is that it? So you can play anywhere you want now after. So we got that was my addition.
Okay.
What would you like to play after that?
Oh, you
So
need
if
another
you,
note?
without pressure of the song, so we got bum bum. Then you're free to go wherever you like.
Oh, like
Take your time. Okay, the fourth.
Right. Oh, yes.
Brian likes the fourth. So we're gonna add that into the groove.
We're gonna do both on the
Yeah,
floor.
both as
Yeah,
fours.
okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Going back to the regular note.
Yeah, and then back to the regular root note to finish the idea.
Okay.
Yeah. Alright, sounds like we got it in our bones. Kevin's next to add to the next pitch. Okay, so whoops. pyramid. So you can always go back to another note. It doesn't need to be anything new.
I don't want to do the two.
You want to put a 2 in there? Okay, so it's going to sound like this. To me, that riff sounds good. Nice. A break. Good job. So now we have a riff. So let's do a little bit of a theory lecture time. I know your favorite. So here we go. Of course.
1, 5, 4, 1, 2.
So I want to talk to you guys real briefly about what options we have available to us with this particular riff. So we have root 5th, 4/4, A, 2, right? Right? Okay. So looking at that, there's a couple modes we can immediately eliminate. It's okay if you don't remember the modal name, but when I'm looking at that, I see a 4. That means we can't have a sharp 4. So that means Lydian is gone. You cannot play Lydian over this. I'm looking at the 2, because there's not a flat 2, I cannot play Locrian or Phrygian. Those are not available to us. But I can play Dorian, I can play Ionian, I can play Mixolydian, I can play Aeolian. Am I missing one? So Ionian works because it has 4s, 5s, 2s. Okay. Mixolydian works because there's no 7, right? You don't see a 7 defined. And that's the thing, because it's undefined, you can fill it in. This Mixolydian has a flat 7 in it. Dorian will work. Aeolian will work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's all 7. So this riff is kind of ambiguous. All of those different things could possibly work there, because the sharp 4 hasn't. It's been explained as a natural 4, and because the 2 has been introduced and not as a flat 2, which no, actually when you were playing by yourself, you were playing a flat 2. Yeah. So if that was the riff, then we would have way less options. If that was the riff, it would be a Phrygian riff if that was the case. So how do we navigate this? For one, this is just kind of a good little break for our hands. But for 2, this actually gives you different choices as to what scales to play over this riff. Now, this might be kind of fun, quote unquote, but what I want to try and do for a couple minutes is to go around giving everybody a couple loops to improvise over the top of this riff. And I'm curious to see if anybody is going to be brave enough to try and play in a key other than the key of D. So I can help you guys
Probably not.
by saying you can play in the key of D, D Ionian.
Did you play?
What would D Mixolydian be? How do we convert that? Yeah, how do we convert that to a system that's easy for us? Any idea? So Mixolydian is the fifth of whatever the one is.
Right.
So if D is 5,
Oh, gee.
G, thank you. So you can play
Oh,
the key signature of G, which is the same as D Mixolydian.
gee.
Uh,
Mixolydian is 5.
yes, you'll eventually get these.
But isn't 5A?
Oh, wait.
You can play D Mixolydian, which is the 5 of G.
The 5 of G.
Yeah.
Oh.
So if G equals 5, I'm sorry, if D equals 5, because that's what Mixolydian is,
Right.
1 is G.
Oh.
That's how you navigate this, okay? So basically you just play a G scale, that works.
Okay.
Dorian is number 2,
Two.
so if 2 is D, what would 1 be?
Yeah.
If this is 2, what would 1 be?
C.
C? Good job, Joe.
Just C.
Yeah, just C. C Dorian. I mean C scale,
Okay.
equaling D Dorian. I know it's confusing. And then if it was D Aeolian, Aeolian is 6.
6.
F.
Okay.
So just to prove my point, we're gonna go very slow and I want you guys to experience this. I know. It's just my way to milk more lessons out of you guys. Let's do modes. It's gonna take forever to figure it out.
Yes.
Just kidding.
No, well, for me.
Okay, so with this riff playing. Oops. You could play potentially this D scale. You can improvise the D major scale all over that and it will sound fine. Any brave takers? Who wants to improvise in the key of D? Looks like Joan's going for it. Okay, so Joan will improvise in the key of D. Don't be afraid to play diatonic notes. It's important to play those in between notes.
Like what?
The diatonic notes. So I got the last 2 strings. Remember the last 2 strings?
Yeah, I did. It's, I'm sorry.
So you can see her weaved in there, and we have the sound of happy Ionian. Okay. So now, Kevin, I want you to try to play in the key of G. So like a G scale. And then Joan, you're gonna come back to the riff with us. So you're gonna go.
Okay, got it.
Hey. Ready, Brian? Yep. 3, 4. Play diatonic notes, really important. There we go. Sounding good now. Okay. Can you guys kind of hear that? A little bit more funky, and that's mostly because of the soloist filling in those gaps. It reminds me of that movie Jurassic Park, where you're like filling in the DNA with the frog DNA or whatever. You're filling in the in-betweens with these spots because it's undefined. Now the only common ground here is that D is going to sound the best. That's the only common ground between all these different things. So the scales might all change, but the note D is going to sound the best. So Bill, I want you to try to play in the key signature of C, equaling D Dorian, and we'll keep the same riff going. Are you documenting this? Like, what is he talking about? 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. Subtle differences, but you can hear how it's different. Now, we can also do Aeolian, blah, 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 blah. But I'm trying to prove my point that none of those things sounded bad. They all sounded actually in key. So which do you pick? The answer is, it's up to you. So that's what's nice about riffs like this, is that you can fill in the in-betweens. So what I'd like to try for 5-10 minutes is to continue jamming with this riff. It's starting to get stale for me, but we'll continue playing the riff. We'll slow it down a little bit, but I want everybody to have 4 loops. And in the middle of a loop, you can change it. You can be playing D Ionian, and then the next loop through, you can switch to D Dorian or any of those things. On the left is your secret. It's the key of D, the key of G, the key of C, the key of F. So just play those scale boxes and see how it kind of changes. You okay there, Bill?
No, yeah, just thinking.
I'm like, uh-oh.
Food for thought.
Yeah. So Joe, we'll have you first crack. You're gonna lead the charge with your solo for maybe let's do 8 loops. I think 8 loops is fine. 8 loops. Okay. 1. No slower, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Kevin, your turn. Second loop, third loop. Fourth loop. Nice. Fifth loop. Nice, sixth loop. Seventh loop. Last loop. Alright, Bill, you're up. Third loop. Fourth loop. Sixth loop. Seventh loop. Eighth loop. Alright. Okay. So, Kevin, that was actually pretty stellar. I'm not sure if you, that sounded pretty good. The secret
Hey,
here...
Ryan. Ryan's.
The secret here is either sticking to your course and owning it, or each time the loop comes through is then to try and attack a new scale. And that will really make you sound like you're in. If you can manage. It's no big deal if you'd rather just stick to it too. But that makes it exciting for maybe music nerds, maybe. right?
Guys like
Because
you.
like the yes, maybe the layman will be like, I don't get it, right? But this is just ways to kind of show fresh opportunities, is really what it is.
Yeah, I
And
did feel like it was changing. Like I went to every single one, and I was like, wow, it's a different emotion every time.
yeah, it sounded great to me at least. Yeah, so it's every couple loops, every loop I think you were changing.
Yeah, I just stuck in the major scale too.
Yeah,
Like the major
that's it,
scale of
'cause
each one.
all that stuff will conform to whatever mode you're in. You don't have to really think about it. So if you look to the left and you just go, oh, it's a G major scale, a C major scale, F major scale. That all translates to D Ionian, D Mixolydian, D Dorian, D Aeolian, because you're going to be in D whatever because that's the riff that we're playing in. But that riff is undefined. It doesn't have enough elements to define it fully, and that's why we can play those 4 different things. Okay, cool. Want to try one more round like that? Let's do one more round like that. I'll get a little slow. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Kevin's turn. Sweet. 4-2. Last one. Okay, Bill, go for it. Last one. Yeah. Cool. Alright, let's move on. So last time we met, we were talking about rhythmic placement. So there's an easy song that we can kind of loop for a little while. It's called Price Tag by Jesse J.
I thought you were gonna say the other one that we loop all the time. And I was really worried.
Stand By Me?
Stand by me. Oh my god.
Dreams?
Oh, those two, I can't listen to them anymore.
Sorry.
No, that's alright.
Imagine how I feel. Yeah.
Speaking of dreams, you know, have you guys heard of Wordle?
Wordle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, now they have a hurdle.
A hurdle?
H-A-R-D-L-E. So they play like 5 seconds and you have to guess the song.
Oh, nice.
And then you can guess it, you know, you have like 30 seconds. It's about 5-second bites you have to. So, first one that I tried was Dreams, which was like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you got
Nice,
it.
you're
And
killing
then
it.
second one was Kanye West, who I know nothing about.
Oh, yeah.
Forget that. And then the one today was Ariana Grande.
Oh.
Yeah, you guys might like this other one I heard of where you guess a chord. Like they'll play a chord and you have like 5 guesses to guess the
Oh,
chord.
okay. Well, that might be
Nice.
Yeah. But
Good
this
practice.
Like what? Like a G or like a
I
C7?
have no idea.
Okay.
Good lord. Yeah, I could tell you if it's a dominant chord or a major chord or a minor chord, but I wouldn't be able to tell you if it's a G, F, C, D. No letters. Okay, so that song is a loop of F,
F,
A minor,
minor,
D minor, B flat. That's D minor, yep.
yeah.
And then B flat is a bar chord.
Now here's
That'd be B minor, so you gotta go to B flat. You gotta go to B flat. Yep.
So it's F.
And then make it a major.
So it's right here.
Yep.
Some song? I forgot the name of it.
So it's F,
F.
the 1 chord. A minor, the 3 chord. D minor, the 6 chord. And B flat, the 4 chord.
Oh, flat.
Yep, but B flat, not B flat minor.
What song is this?
That's a little too fast. Not fast in tempo, but the length of chord needs to be longer. So it goes, everybody listen.
Okay. Oh yeah, I've got the C faded.
So that long. One, two, three, four. 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 Okay, so as you may or may not know, the chords are supposed to come in on the backbeat, but that's not that important. Try to listen to each other and find rhythmic places for you to play. I heard upbeats earlier, that would work perfectly actually, especially if it's unplayed, okay? So Joan, if you can stay true to how it's played, which is just boom, shank, 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 whang, 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 whang. And then since you guys already had a leg up on this last time, see if you can find smart ways to put yourself all within that chord progression.
So wait, F, A minor.
F, A minor, D minor, B flat. So 1, 3, 6, 4. So it goes 1, 2, 1, 1, 1. Rest on that first beat. That's what allows you to switch the chords, right? So try to resist the urge to play on that downbeat. So something like this. So you go 1, 1. There you go. Yeah. There you go. a bad place to start. So let me kind of quickly assess what's happening here. So you're getting the rhythm there. Yeah, that's good. You did a smart move. You just played the whole chord for the part. That's what's called padding. That's good.
Okay.
Kevin, you started off with the reggae, but I think in this slower tempo it'd actually be considered a ska. But that was all good for starters. But try to let it evolve. So for you, Kevin, when you're playing all upbeats, see if you can do like a upbeat. And so you've already proven that you can do it. After a couple loops, it starts getting stale. See if you can add other things, maybe like you can do kind of like typical reggae moves if you want to keep moving that direction. But yeah, not too shabby actually.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll come together. Let's try again. Then we can do some solos over the top.
Everyone's favorite part.
It should be, but I guess it's not. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Too soon. Not the right idea. There you go. Towards the end there, it started to fill in different spaces. It was good, even with your open hi-hat, right? It was good. So, all within a loop, if there's a 4-beat loop, any one of those rhythms can be accentuated, especially if you have multiple instruments playing the same thing. So, this is again something we discussed kind of in depth last time. So, not bad. Not bad. Let's switch it up. Okay, we'll do the same thing now, this time without worrying so much about figuring out what rhythms to play, and we'll just go around playing chords for 4 loops. And we'll pass the baton playing lead. So this song's in F. Yep, perfect. Everybody's got it. Kevin, we'll start with you out of the gate with lead guitar.
What was the song? Same thing we've been doing?
Same time.
Sorry, how many loops? 4?
Alrighty. 4 loops of the same thing. Same chords. Yep. And you can still play that same groove. Good. Oh yeah, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. How I don't feel about these things. So, if you are playing in a band and you want the bass player to solo, everybody needs to get real quiet. Because the reason why is because my highest note doesn't cut. And it's the nature of the equipment. So, my highest pitch is going to be flooded out by your lowest chord.
Right.
So, everybody needs to get quiet.
Okay.
To a whisper. That's if you really want me to do it.
Yes.
But only because you're big.
You're not a vampire, we're not gonna fight you.
So, a lot of different strategies with that. Roll your volume knob down, play softer, play less rhythm. Just one giant chord, yeah. And we can do an experiment where everybody's playing normally and I'm trying to do my thing and nobody will hear it. But there's a reason why bass guitarists don't solo. But when they do, everything gets out of its way. together. Halfway. Last loop. All right, Bill. Last loop. Okay. Now I had a thought after I was so cordially invited. Drum solos.
I was gonna say, Brian.
Oh yeah, drum solo.
Drum solo.
So we'll give Brian a chance here. So the best way, in my opinion, to have a drum solo play is there's a couple different options. We can either do, and in this particular song, I would recommend doing this. And their job is to fill in everything in between.
Got it, Brian.
Okay, so what are we doing here?
So we're still playing the chords, but
Oh, I see.
we're gonna play staccato. So we'll play and stop.
Yeah.
Bam. And that's just to keep the drummer from completely going out of orbit with the tempo. All right. So let's do one loop all together, and there can be no wrong other than playing out of time.
Okay.
Okay. 2, 3, 4. All right, drum solo, and here it goes. Something early. Two more loops. Last loop. And if you really want your band to sound good, then you do this. And people go crazy because you teach them that it's a big moment. That's how you do that.
That's my favorite one.
That was a very good drum solo. We gotta talk about schoolboy drum solos for a little bit after this.
Okay, let's move on to something else.
What's that?
Not bad, everybody. Not bad, everybody. But that's the other funny thing about drum solos. If you're used to a steady drum beat, it can be very disorientating. But the secret is to rely less on the drummer and rely more on the rest of you guys.
Okay.
So we're almost like a radar. Bum, bum. Like, you know, it's almost like sonar. So you only have like a moment to catch that rhythm. And there's a chance that the drummers, because they've broken off of a pocket, that they're going to play, a high chance that they're going to play off time. So it's our job to be the drummers for them,
Oh, I see.
so that we're solid. So then they can kind of catch like, oh, I'm playing a little fast or I'm playing a little slow. And that's the hope, at least.
Oh gosh, trusting everyone else with the rhythm, that must be like a drummer's nightmare.
Depending on your drummer, it could be a nightmare whether or not, right? I think it's dependent on every single musician, to be honest.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, so case in point, like the count-ins, like it's almost like doesn't matter. You can just go start, and then you'll figure it out as you go. But yeah, keeping timing, and it can be disorientating because if, like, let's say he played triplets or quintuplets, which higher level drummers, not saying you're not a high level drummer, Brian, but like people more educated in those fields would more likely try to throw those things in there, and that can be very disorientating too. But yeah, so that's a little piece of advice. I can't recall if you did do any triplets in there. I don't think you did, but I wasn't really paying. I was more so paying attention to the team. So that's something to consider too, is throwing in different subdivisions, because that's something that we've talked about as far as improvisation is concerned. Is if you play the same kind of rhythmic idea, it gets boring even if you're playing it perfectly. So changing up the rhythmic idea, it can be very interesting to a listener. Again, it's all speculative. Let's see. Let's do some ear training. I think that's probably why you brought the guitar lily, eh, Brian? All right. Let's see. Bill, I choose you.
Oh.
Find this pitch. D is correct. I can't really play chords, so I guess I'll just do an interval. Octave. Alright, your turn. You can challenge whoever.
Joan.
Joan's been challenged.
Okay.
Find that pitch. I'll find it, Joan. Find the pitch. Bingo. D is correct.
Okay.
All right. Chord. What kind of chord is that?
Major.
Okay, attempt to play a major chord. So up there it's a standard F-shaped thing. Does that sound
Sorry.
about right? So it's actually a minor chord. So no middle finger for minor chord.
Oh, for minor. Oh, it's a minor chord.
There you go. Now you're matching. Okay, while you're playing that, Joan, Bill will play a mode. It's one of the minor
One
types.
of the minor ones. Frigid? No,
Not
it's
fit. It is two. It's Dorian. Yeah. Can you render Dorian from that beat?
from here.
Yep.
I need some.
Pointer, re, pinky,
Pointer,
pinky, pointer, ring. Stretch of the pinky, pointer, ring. There you go. Stretch. There you go. So what Bill had played was off that template notes, and that gives a certain feeling. Okay, Bill, interval from that beat, please. Yeah, oh, when it's a third. Good
third.
job.
Yeah.
All right, Joan, you pick a victim.
Pick
Either you can pick anybody, really. Kevin.
Oh, shucks.
up.
I'm bad at this.
Yeah, it's gonna be really hard. Yeah.
Oh, no, it is. I'm bad at this.
Okay.
Oh, is that an E?
It's an
E is correct. Okay, either a major chord or a minor chord from there, Joan. What kind of chord is that? Minor. Okay. So now Now try playing a mode, Joan.
Okay, I'll try.
Sorry, Kevin.
And it has to be a minor one.
Yeah, it has to be a minor one because you're given a minor chord.
So it's,
Give me
I'm
the
not
easy
going
one.
to do Dorian one. So that's,
Oh, yeah. That'd be Pink Panther. No, it was not there. Almost. Try again.
It's been a while since
There you go. You got it.
that's a.
Yeah, you got it. It's that.
It's an Aeolian.
It's Alien. It's simply minor.
Okay.
Yep.
Sorry, I haven't done.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I've not done that.
Okay.
You're
Everybody's
preaching to
kind of in the
choir.
same boat. Yeah.
Yeah.
No biggie.
Okay.
You ready, Brian?
No, I'm not.
What? Are you ready? I don't even know what note I'm gonna pick.
We can look.
I mean, it doesn't really translate all that well to those instruments.
That's a
but
good point.
Yeah, so you don't need to hide each other's.
I see.
You found it.
I don't even know what
Wow.
am I playing?
Well, try to name it. Do you know how to name it over there?
Do I know how to name it? As in the B, C, D, E, F.
Ooh, that's a long way. Use octaves.
Yeah, octave.
Take it back, octave, octave, octave. What's that?
It's a G.
See, now you know how to name it. So it's a
What is
G.
it?
It's a G.
You're playing
It's
a
a
G
G.
note.
A B or a G?
A G.
Yeah, what we're hearing is what we've labeled a G.
Should I give him a chord?
I don't know.
Tell me if it's a major or a minor chord.
Oh, that's
It's juicy.
I don't minor with it.
yeah.
It's a major.
Well,
Major 7.
say it's a major 7. That's a little
I fucked
cruel.
you up a little bit.
That's a little cruel.
Yeah.
What is that? I don't
The major or minor?
Major.
Yeah.
That is correct. Good job. Okay, I think we can do an interval too.
Okay.
Might as well give it a whirl.
Um.
So start on that G note that you have.
Sorry, I'll play it a little bit up more.
What is that?
And just the distance from that starting pitch to the next pitch. Just take a guess. So you're starting on the starting note, and then try to get to that. It's gonna be higher than where you started, though. That's the secret. Which means it's gonna be on the next string underneath you.
Oh, that note? That note?
It's higher, yeah. Relatively, it's higher.
That's the note?
Well, play both of them so you guys do the relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that launching point, the starting.
It's a distance between the two notes is what
Yeah.
the interval is.
So start with that note with your ring finger. You're not going to be lower, it's higher.
How is it? It's a higher note. How's the lower note?
Okay, relative, his note is way lower than yours, so you either have to start way lower or just transpose it to higher. Getting closer. You're getting closer, Brian. You're on the trail. Getting closer. Back to the starting note, though. Even higher than that. Getting closer. Getting closer. There it is. And you don't have to stay glued. There. That's what he's playing. So it's tricky, you know, it's not something that we've covered before, but that's interval of training. So you just get used to that distance of sound and what that translates to
It's a 7. It's the interval.
7. One note behind the octave.
It's a very dissonant interval. If you played it in unison, it sounds like shit.
It does, yeah.
But good shit.
Yeah, that's a major 7. Now there might be an easier way to play that, like there might be a G somewhere higher up on the neck, like that same exact G could be someplace else. Like maybe on the other string, like one string above it. And keep going. Yeah, right there. Oh, almost. See? Now that's a much better fingering, right? Yeah. Yeah. Now you're like 2 octaves higher than he is, which is why you're right. It's not a match, but that's the nature of your instrument.
Okay.
Yeah. Okie doke.
Yeah.
All right. That was one round of ear training for everybody. What else we got? Oh, that one was a fun one. Once upon a time.
What's that?
You like Simon? I think I might have the key stolen.
Oh, Simon, yeah.
Thanks for reminding me, otherwise I'm gonna run away with this thing. Let's see. 12-bar blues. I've done that in a little bit.
Oh.
So let's do it in an A blues, shall we? Okay, so A blues is gonna be A7 or just regular A to D7 or just regular D, back to A to E. A again, D, E. I don't know, I've already forgot how to play blues. Turn around.
Are we doing a 12 bar or 10 bar?
12?
We want to do 12, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Oh, fuck.
We'll wing it, which is the nature of blues.
Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
And then back to A.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2,
E, right?
4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. That's a 10 bar, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 1.
It's 12. It's gonna throw me off if we do 10.
We can do 12. 1, 2, 3.
I think I usually do
4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
That would be
16.
4 bars of A, right?
yeah, a whole bunch of A.
Whole bunch of A.
So the chords are A, D, and E. That's it.
That's it?
Yeah, and it's gonna be a whole lot of A.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll bark out the chords as we go.
Okay.
So let's just do a loop of the chords together, nobody taking lead just yet, just so that we can get into the groove. And whatever tempo is fine, I don't really care. Just start playing random. Oh yeah, 1, 2, here we go, A. Then we're gonna go to D. Back to A, E, D, A, E. And now we're at the beginning of the song again. A again. A for a third time. A for a fourth time. Now we go to 4, which is D. One more time, back to A. E, then D, A, then E has a turnaround. One more time, A, 4 times, A, then D 2 times. Back to A 2 times. Then E once, D once, A once, E once. And we're back at the beginning. E. Nice, Joe. All right, Bill, go for it. Joe. And before you know it, it's already done. Alright, Kevin. Let's get another shot. Bill! We be bluesing all night. Not bad. Not bad, Gary. Not bad at all. Okay, we did groove, we did some ear game, we did a same chord progression song, we did a same chord progression jam, we did 12 blues bar jam, rhythm Simon, single pitch beat by beat groove. Well, we kind of did it at the beginning. Riff Simon. Okay. We got some time left. What I actually propose that we do is kind of work on just groove in of itself for the last little bit. So what I'd like us to do is if we could play downbeats, backbeats, downbeat upbeats, backbeat upbeats, all of that fun stuff. Yeah. And let's play a chord that's going to be very easy to play. So probably.
Yes.
Oh, you want to do D major 9? Got it.
9, easy one.
Oh, you can hold that all the whole time.
9 too. There you go.
Look at this guy.
Those are giving me so much trouble.
Well, I mean, you could hold any of those chords. It's all extensions of basic chords.
I'm okay.
Just saying. So maybe let's do E of some sort. Let's all play the downbeat together. What is the downbeat? It's the first thing you hear. So because he's playing, I don't know where the downbeat is. So you have to stop. Now once he starts, that's the downbeat.
What are you playing, Issa?
2. Oh, there it was. 1, 2, 3. Oh, those 8 notes. So those are 8 notes, okay. 1 and 2 and 3. So this would be this. These are all the downbeats. So you kick. Yeah, thanks, Brian. Yeah. Just E. Yeah, we're just working on groove. And I think we're gonna need it to be a bit slower, just so that it we don't get too lost in the sauce when it starts getting more syncopated. That's good, Brian. Switch from the downbeat to the backbeat. Okay, let's switch. Switch. Let's play downbeat and backbeat. Okay, backbeat only. Alright, level 1 is complete. Let's do downbeat, upbeat. So downbeat, upbeat. Give us a count, Ryan. 2 and 3 and 4 and... There we go. Okay, let's switch. Down, back, up. Back, up. Switch. All upbeats. Not every single one yet, but I'm just saying the only rhythms that we're playing are upbeats. Switch. So now we're launching off of that backbeat. It's called the backbeat upbeat. Switch. Switch. Okay, every single upbeat. There you go, Joe. Good direction. All right, downbeat, upbeat. Good recovery, everybody. That's not ever painless to do. It's always kind of messy.
I don't know.
Me either.
Well, as long as we cohesively fall into place. If you just listen to me, you'll know what it is. It's essentially why, like, bass players are really kind of the leaders of the band, to be honest. Switch. Because amongst all that clutter, you should be able to hear and feel the bass. Okay, every single upbeat. Okay, backbeat, upbeat. Hey, good recovery, everybody. Yeah, you got it. All right, level 3. Let's do the downbeat E. Downbeat E. It's the moment after the downbeat before the upbeat. It's the downbeat's E. The 1E. 1E. All right, Brian, count us in. Let's slow it down a little smidge because I feel like we're all still finding it.
Yeah.
It's making some weird noises.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can.
Uh-oh. It's Siam Palace all over again.
And you know, at the slower tempos, if you play 16th notes, see how much easier it is for everybody? There it is. watching you squirm. Okay, not bad. There you go. Okay, here comes the fun part. Switch. There you go. Good. There it is. Switch. Switch. Okay, not bad. Just exposing you to that rhythm. Now the last rhythm we're going to explore before we gotta wrap it up is the final subdivision, the So that's the moment after the upbeat before it transfers into a backbeat or a downbeat. That's good. Nice. There it is. Try to be one instrument, everybody. We're trying to be one giant instrument. It all emanates from that kick drum. Don't rely on your eyes. Music's a hearing thing. You can use your eyes to help, but don't rely on it. Nice. Okay, here comes the fun. Switch. So this, to me, feels like we're, this rhythm feels like overextending. And then you collapse into whatever the following beat is. Yeah. Switch. Yeah, nice. Uh-oh. Switch. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Two, two, Alright. Bad gang.
Whoa, calves. Real good. Yeah, for real.
Calves!
It's the easiest way to do it standing up, and then, oh my god, you just like do a little jog almost.
Body movement, repetitive body movement will It totally helps.
My shins.
Okay, not bad. Alright, to bring it full circle, let's play that riff one more time.
Oh.
Test your memory a little bit. And then there's a band after this, so we have to clear out. Almost. Bill, give it a crack. Now try playing G major. There you go. So you gotta play the whole palette of G major. Now try playing C major. Now try G major. G major again. There you go. Alright, gang. And that's it. That's all she wrote. Sounding pretty good, everybody.
That was good. It's good to have a full rhythm section.
Rather than robo drums.
A good drummer will always make anyone sound good.
It's true. It's true. Alright, we gotta wrap up because there's another band after us. Is it you guys after us? That'd be pretty funny if it was.
Yeah, we'll just stay here.
Reef comes strolling in.
Yeah, or even though it's coming.
So how much do we owe you?
Oh, yeah.
$25.
Okay.
Is it okay if I pay you over the internet?
Yes,
the
you
Venmo?
may Venmo me.
I'm sorry, no you don't want to.
It's okay.
I just never have
I'll
cash on
change
me.
this Wednesday.
I got change.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
I have changed.
I come prepared.
Let's see, how do you turn it? What do you? Or do you turn it?
Yeah, now you got that wrist stuck in your
Yeah,
head.
I will. Oh, this one's good. Excuse me, sorry.
sorry.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Bill, it's your change.
Alright, okay.
Oops.
Oh yeah, should have brought that little multi-effects unit I bought.
Yeah,
I
you
can
could've played
play
around with it.
synth.
Oh,
That thing's got all sorts of noises on there. All sorts of fun. It's actually been really good for my rhythm and stuff because I just put on the bass octave and I just kind of jam out bass lines on my looper. It's pretty fun.
So you're in a band?
I am in a band with Brian drums, Brian Lincoln over there.
Oh, okay. And have you been playing anywhere, or is it?
Oh, we're trying. We got a
Working on
couple of
it?
shows lined up in April. Yeah, we played at Kailua Music School a couple of times though also with Brian guitar, which is how I reference them when they're both in the room together. It's really difficult sometimes.
Oh,
Yeah, Brian guitar and Brian drums.
I
Two Brians.
see.
I know. But yeah, no, it's been a lot of fun playing in a band. That's why I always like coming to these things because I feel like playing with other people in general, like
Yeah, oh,
makes
yeah.
you. It's like
tremendously.
it's like kind of putting everything you've learned just like
Yeah.
you're actually
On the
using
streets.
It. Yeah, like you're using it for real, and it's like, oh yeah, definitely.
I definitely get a lot more out of this.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, your
for
lessons
sure.
are good. But...
What are you trying to say, Joe?
No, I hear you, Joe. Yeah, no, it's definitely a lot of fun doing these.
Yeah.
And it's like a 2-hour lesson for $25.
I mean, yeah.
Can't beat it, man.
Supplemental, and it's 2 hours like a marathon compared to
Yeah.
just hanging out at my house.
Okay.
That's it. Same time next month. First Monday.
Are you gonna do them every month?
First Monday of the month. 6 to 8.
Okay.
Just kind of automatically.
I
I was trying to like
This
figure
is
out
the
like.
no, this is the first one.
Been trying to figure out like what level of popularity, like how frequent, and it seems to be like once a month is
Okay,
fine.
yeah, yeah.
Too much, people kind of like, blow it off. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not really doing this for making money purposes. It's just kind of more for you guys. So,
Yeah, it's good.
yeah. So once a month, first Monday, 6 to 8.
What is it downbeats? What's it backbeat? Which one's which?
Yeah.
The first one's down.
Which one? First one?
Down one.
This one?
Oh, no, the drums don't have it. You can play it
Yeah.
down and up and down. You can play it.
No fucking way.
Yeah,
Oh, what? Really?
yeah.
I've always been listening for the snare and the bass.
See a
the
reaction?
kick.
Yeah. No, the downbeat is there.
What?
Whether it's being
It's just
played.
like, if you were counting, it's just the one.
It's the 1 or the 3.
It's always
That's a
the
downbeat.
one.
1 or 3.
Okay.
Oh!
And backbeat's
Yeah.
2 and 4. Whether or not there's drums
You
playing
don't
it or not.
say.
Yeah.
That's a good drum. Do you use this drum a lot?
I don't, I need to.
That's a good, like a...
George of the Jungle drum.
Yeah.
So is that your guitar?
It is.
Oh. Okay.
Um,
He usually
Chicken
brings
Al
you a
goes
guitar.
No, so one day he texts me,
Right, intervals
Bill,
are nuts, man.
look at this
Turns
guitar
out
on
literally, or
Craigslist.
like,
Okay.
So I go all the way over to White
or like, or
Okay.
It was like
intervals.
$200.
Yeah, like a lot of guitars,
Okay.
like...
For-
But that's
built
the
on
kind you've been
intervals,
playing
just
though.
change
Yeah,
it.
and it plugs in and it's got a
Yeah,
tuner and it's
What brand is it? Doesn't really.
Oh, I don't
I
know.
guess you have to look inside.
Lucero.
But,
What
yeah,
is
man.
it? Oh,
Luc-
Lucero.
Lucero.
I'm happy how that
Okay.
brand of
Oh,
costs
pretty.
covered.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know my guitars, but
But
You
I
like
think
that
I've
clip?
heard of those.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to.
So, yeah.
I did like some little like EQ like.
It's nice to have
stuff
my
for
own now.
Premiere, like their sound and
Yeah.
stuff.
No excuse
But,
for
yeah,
not
recently-
But I
practicing.
like the sound of the electric guitars.
Yeah.
In this setting.
I think
Oh,
we just
it
need
sounded
to make some
good
higher
today,
mic,
actually.
yeah,
This
for
is
sure.
the best this
He's like
guitar
yelling. When
sounded
he-
in
when he
a long
sings,
time.
he's usually
It's
like-
Did
He
you do
yells a
work
lot
on
with
it, or
his
did
voice, though.
someone
Like,
do
I
work
feel
on
like
it,
he
or
doesn't-
you just?
No,
He
well,
doesn't,
what
like,
happened is I was
project a
playing
lot
last
with his,
week
like,
and it
body.
just went crazy static
But I don't
and
know.
all
Yeah,
that.
also I
okay.
think we
So
did mix it a
I
little bit higher.
tried, my son looked at it.
Oh,
He's
okay.
more
Poor guy.
familiar
Yeah.
still, even though it's been
Did you
playing
know-
probably longer than he ever
Yeah.
did. But,
recording at my place.
but really, it sounded really good with
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, I have a little box.
Yeah, we're playing pretty low.
Maybe someday I'll get an electric guitar too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're playing with sticks that time. Not with the bundles. The bundles.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All
I'm
set,
good.
John? See you
Okay,
next
see you
time.
Wednesday.
Thanks for
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah, super fun, John.
Bye, thank you.
You're
Bye.
welcome. Thanks for coming.
Hi, Bill.
Kevin.
Bye.
Yeah.
There's Bill.
So are we good for think you good for Thursday or?
What's Thursday? To practice?
Yeah, practice.
At my place?
Yeah. Or.
I think so.
Alright.
Yeah.
We'll group text.
Time to figure out. Yeah, this group takes that. Right now, that sounds good.
Okay, cool.